Dear learners, welcome to the chapter on Information Technology Architecture. This session will have a deliberations on managing hardware and software assets in an organization, including planning and execution of IT resources. Let us understand what managers need to know about information systems and information technology. Skills refer to the ability to use particular hardware or software resources to accomplish information processing tasks. Managers need current or contemporary skills including using a PC and basic operating system features, using a word processor to create a text document, using a graphics and/or artwork package to create illustrations, slides, or other image-based expressions of ideas, connecting a computer to a network, using the internet to find information and resources, using a database system to set up and access useful information, using a spreadsheet to model simple processes or financial tables, using a computer to communicate with others, and using instructional materials to learn how to use new applications or features. Also, managers need to develop the ability to apply information technology in complex and sustained situations, and to understand the consequences of doing so. Some intellectual capabilities needed include an ability to engage in sustained reasoning about IT, including defining a problem, formulating a solution, and planning, designing, executing, and evaluating a solution. Manage complexity. Test a solution. Debug and cope when technological tools fail. Organize and navigate information structures and evaluate information. Collaborate on IT tasks. Use technology appropriately when communicating with others. Expect the unexpected. Anticipate changing technologies, and think about information technology abstractly. In addition, managers need to learn the foundations on which information technology and applications are built. Some key fundamental concepts include computers and their peripherals, information and decision support systems, telecommunication networks, digital representation of information, information organization, modeling and abstraction, algorithmic thinking and programming, universality, as varied computational tasks can be performed by a computer, limitations of information technology, and societal impact of information and information technology. The next point of discussion is managing hardware assets of business organization. Business managers must understand why hardware is important. When planning a new software or software upgrade, it makes sense to take time to examine the hardware and infrastructure systems underpinning the business. The reason for this is to ensure that the software is supported by the right hardware and infrastructure types to ensure long-term success. When conducting a systems review, there are many factors, as given below, that the organization and the software vendor need to consider. First, does the current system meet the minimum requirements of the latest software release? Is there sufficient capacity to run the new software? The analysis of memory resources, hard disk space, and processor capacity is necessary to see the compatibility of the new software with the existing hardware. Second, if you're considering the implementation of new software, will the upgraded software and the existing hardware infrastructure be effectively deployed to support modern business applications? Will the current hardware support physical or virtual deployment of servers? Will there be scaling of the deployment to cover all aspects of both the IT systems in place and new systems proposed? What will be the state of system resilience and high availability? Will the infrastructure support server mirroring and other protection? What about restrictions in terms of scalability? Will it enable ease of backup? Will it be able to facilitate system monitoring and remote access to the application, based on latest technologies? There are numerous such questions that need to be answered prior to upgrading the infrastructure. Third, does your wider IT environment adequately support and allow for the most effective deployment of the hardware for effective network services? There may be questions like current internet bandwidth, internal networking, configuration of PC and printers, client-server environment suitability, and power capacity, which need to be explored. Fourth, have the implications of integrating with existing third-party products been considered from an infrastructure point of view, particularly relating to overall system performance? Will the current hardware be able to support electronic data interchange, EDI, warehouse management system, WMS, artificial intelligence, AI, and business intelligence, BI, tools that contributes to system performance? Fifth, post-implementation of a software upgrade, are you ensured that all the IT assets will be permitted updates? Will the terms and conditions applicable on current hardware not get void with installation of new software, or with an upgrade? What will happen to security patches, firmware updates, and service contracts? These critical questions that organizations raise to themselves about hardware and supporting infrastructure are apparent about the importance of hardware in IT infrastructure. Prior to installing a software, organizations have already invested significantly in their hardware asset. Thus, they must be cautious while approving their hardware infrastructure. Let us now see what should be considered while procuring a hardware. Decisions about purchasing computers are usually made by an organization's IS professionals, or with the help of a consulting firm. A new trend of involving end users in the decision-making process is growing. Companies have realized that effective use of computers depends upon whether their employees are satisfied with the computers and other equipment installed at their workplace. The following considerations are very crucial while purchasing a hardware: computing power and processing speed, expandability and scalability, connectivity and ports, compatibility with other hardware, compatibility with allied software, technical support by vendor, warranty duration, total cost of ownership. Let us understand focus points for business organization to manage software asset. Business managers must understand why software is important. The importance of a software revolves around what it can do for the business. A software can unify and manage a number of business functions through streamlining and automating daily business operations. The software creates a leaner and accurate operation, and provides a complete 360 view of business intricacies. Using a software, businesses are able to improve both user efficiency and productivity, thus becoming agile and improve their services. Below are the primary benefits that organizations yield by using a robust software. Competitive advantage, improved process efficiency, accurate forecasting, interdepartment collaboration, integrated information, scaling of resources, cost savings, streamlined processes, mobility, customized reporting, increased productivity, regulatory compliance, flexible systems, customer service, data reliability, and information security and control. Let us now see what should be considered while procuring the software. Choosing an appropriate software translates an organization's success, as it improves their efficiency and productivity. The software market is very diverse. Be it cloud computing capabilities, automation tools based on artificial intelligence, or merchant processing options, the software market products can serve almost every possible business need. While choosing a software, utmost care must be taken to pick the modules. An organization must try to inspect the software on the points such as fitness for purpose, ease of training and learning, ease of use, compatibility with other software, compatibility with existing hardware, scalability, credibility of vendor, technical support, and total cost of ownership. In order to increase the efficiency, an organization needs to render its computing needs as a fundamental requirement. Let's summarize the determining factors that an organization need to consider when procuring and installing IT infrastructure. First, all executive doesn't all do the same things. An organization probably has several departments that it need to find IT for. All the departments have their own specific needs. Knowing exactly how much processing power, storage, and software requirements are for every department and user, before purchasing new hardware, can save money and time. Second, these days, mobility is one of the most pressing considerations organizations need to have when purchasing the IT infrastructure, especially when an organization needs to get work done from anywhere. If mobility is a major consideration for certain executives, organizations want to outfit them with mobile computing devices, depending on the organization's mobility needs. If the executives don't need to be mobile for business operations, and don't require high-end computing, a simple laptop will suffice for office automation. Third, if the workforce has to use resource-intensive software to execute their work, organizations should no skimp on their machines. The better hardware and software results in higher efficiency of the workforce. If an organization needs to install a CRM module, it should ensure standard hardware that is responsive to the software and yields better return on investment. For the average office, however, it behooves an organization to map the software requirements by each position, held by an executive. Since computing resources aren't cheap, to keep costs down, each position should be given a technology budget, and any IT expense for that position should not exceed that budget. It may seem like a time-intensive process, but in most cases, hardware and software requirements will be similar for a lot of executives. One should remember that IT is a support system for organizations to run their intensive processes efficiently. In current times, to be productive, the organizations heavily depend on their IT infrastructure. Any failure of IT infrastructure installs the business systems, that translates into heavy losses. Organizations must be judicious in planning, selecting, installing, and using the IT infrastructure. Dear learners, this brings us to the end of our discussion on the current topic. Thank you for following the content. Best wishes for all your endeavors.